Hello everyone, this is Foxhound coming back again with another video. Today we are going to very briefly review the events going on at the moment. Right now we have the Falls Cup, in which they are inciting us to play a couple of matches, and if you do so you are able to get some rewards over here, which come in the form of the FB-11A. We also have the Bear F as bomber, and we also have Yamato Aegis. Is this worth it? If you ask me. Also, just in case, you can also get a couple of ducks. I'm here, get a couple of items. First of all, straight up answer, is it worth it? For the amount of money that you're going to pay, possibly not, because you could get a lot of very good equipment such as AFGS, for example, for the auto cannons. You could get a Quaker for a drone. You could buy a couple of things that you may need for your assault carrier. However, if you already have all these items and you're wondering, will you want to get this? Then it depends if you like free fall bombs, because this is something that requires your mandates that you are good on high speed bombing. So it's almost a must, and you must be dedicated for that. Bear, I think again there are other bombers that are cheaper that can perform as equals in the form of KBX or in the form of Jackknife. We have not obtained a good bomber recently, aside from of course paid ones. So those are the pick that are cheaper. But if for some reason you want to get Bear, I well, for £8 actually, I realized the price over here, then it's not such a bad deal at all actually, for well, a total of £9. So that is possibly recommended if you're interested in the bomber. This strike fighter, well, as I didn't notice, but now that I see the price over here, £8.99. Is this an upgrade to a flogger or a harrier? We are going to find out. But again, as I mentioned, very very good with your fast bombing. This one in particular, right? You have the beloved Yamato Egg, is one of the battleships that I always wanted to get. But now it's over here available for £31 if you desire to get it. It got a buff recently, so I will do a review of it in another video. For this one, we're going to focus on the equipment over here. As you can see, I already have it here, right? The FB-11A and the Bear are over here. I'm just using standard like equipment that I recommend for all builds, so carriers minimum, right? Talos you can get for free. Alka, pretty much it's available. I mean, these items are paid over here. Helicopter, you can get a free one. And of course, he will recommend Quaker. But anyways, let's pretty much test this into a little bit, and then afterwards we're going to enter a match, and I will tell you my thoughts about it. So this particular strike fighter, right? You have a total of 2 squadrons. Yeah, it is pretty fast. You have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 slots of equipment over here. One of them is a free bomb. We are going to test, because I actually don't own this strike fighter on my normal account, so we are going to test, is it anti-submarine? It is not anti-submarine. Okay, let's get acquainted with the bombs. So you have a total of 2 free fall bombs, not just 4, makes it more tricky, and you have a total of 2 missiles. We're going to test if one of them is actually not a missile, but actually it's just a cannon. So let's try to find, of course, our lovely Gerald Ford, and let's try our damage, overall damage, right? So we are talking around 200, a little bit more because I didn't throw the last one. I'll say 240, 260 if you manage to throw all the bombs. Let's see how we're able to fare on the free fall bombs, because ideally you want to use this strike fighter to focus exactly on that, exactly on making sure you are able to throw the bombs. I may release a guideline how to use a fast bombing. For the time being, I want to use this small one just to make sure. We are talking around 97 damage on the free fall bombs. If you are interested on using the strike fighter, however, it does require skill to use. You cannot just grab it. And we also have the issues of the air defenses as well, which make it very difficult because you need to be able to survive on top of that to get close. So that makes it very tricky. How to use this? Well, pretty much you use your missiles to align yourself. Then you just focus on throwing the bombs once you have aligned and while you're doing top speed. And of course, sometimes when you have only one, it's easier. When you have two, you may decide to slow down. So again, align with the missiles, just focus there, reduce speed, and then throw the bombs. That's how you will use it. But this requires a lot of practice, a lot of practice. Let's assume you are not good with freefall bombers. You are getting a total of, before the grenade launchers hit, please. We're talking a total of around 120 damage. Let's see, let's try that again over here. I want to test the missiles a little bit. First missile is not anti-flare. Yeah. Let's try a target that doesn't die in one hit, right? So AGS as well. Okay. So first missile, we are looking for a total of 80 damage. So it's not bad damage. I'm just testing this in case you find troubles with your freefall bombs. Of course, you have the anti-flares at 36. Let's go with a bomber. Again, this is something that I overall I always liked. I'm very acquainted with this bomber. You can just throw things from far away, and you have the options to target submarines. And you are able on top of that to target as well with torpedoes if you want to do so as well. You can throw the torpedoes. Sorry, these are not torpedoes, these are just radar missiles. So let's see. This, if I remember correctly, yeah, these are the torpedoes, right? So overall, a very good bomber for the price that you are getting. Actually, I would consider getting the bear. This is a definitely something you could consider getting. Again, it's a good bomber. It's going to perform more equal to KBX. If you don't have the Archons, maybe you can consider getting it. Let's finish this test drive and let's go into a match with players. Right, so we are testing this with real players, so you're able to see actually how it performs. Bear in mind, I have not done free bombing for quite some time. So I mean, not like target perfectly, but that's the thing when you use any type of strike fighter on the game, or bomber for that matter, you must, in order to make something work well, you have to practice with it. It's going to take a couple of matches in order to make it look good, in order to perform at its best. So don't be disappointed if you just grab the strike fighter and you find out that you are not able to perform as good, right? But the good thing here is that you still have some missiles here that you can use to your advantage in order to cover yourself. What we have over here, we have a not so experienced submarine, so we are able to take cover. We are going to launch our strike fighter and open the map. We are seeing that they do not have a carrier on their side, so that's an advantage for us. Perfect. No, I think they do have a carrier, yes. So we are going to again slow down, launch our strike fighter, and let's see what we can do, right? So ideally, you want to target any type of, let's put it this way, ships that are easy to hit, slow. For example, this one over here is not moving at all. So this is when you will decide just to throw your bombs over here. And that's pretty much what we are able to do. That was it. Damage 190 is more than standard, so that is good. I'm going to launch again my strike fighter. Let's go with a bomber. Things that you can do with a bomber, right? And again, as you saw, the damage is good with the strike fighter if you are able to to land your your attack, right, with the free fall bombs. Yes, we are able to hit that over here. A bear can pack quite a punch, but still you need to try to make the most of it. I am going to throw my fighter again. This time around, I'm going to throw my drone just to try to leave it for a chain attack. I am not going to use it extensively, but I'm going to leave it in autopilot in order to help a little bit to distract their defenses, right? So again, watching over here, this is what you can do, right? You slow down and then you do not fail on the attack. That just happened. I'm going to take it slower since we're winning, but something that you need to take into account as well. I'm actually out of words. There is the air defenses as well, right? The air defenses is a little bit tricky for you just go inside and take out. That's why fast bombing is required because you will not be able just to get in and do things, right? No, you need to be able to withstand an attack. Again, I'm going to throw my bomber, sorry, my drone just to distract a little bit, and then I'm going to launch a final attack with the strike fighter, right? So we are here opening the map. We have a Gerald Ford over there, and that's the end of the match right there. Damage 290. Not the best damage. I did have a good team, however, so it's not as disappointing. I lost one strike fighter. Why the hell not? But we can still try the test over here. Remember, you can also deploy yourself your nice defense over here. So remember to do that. Fast bombing, right? That's what you're able to do. And that was match number one. Well, let's try match number two, and then I'm going to tell you my final thoughts about it. Yeah. Let's see. Total damage with the strike fighter 259. So it is a low damage. Expecting around, let's put it this way, 300 to 450k damage. If you assuming that you land only 2 rounds per attack and you are able to land your free fall bombs. So again, it takes skill to use. Yeah, something to take into account. Bear is just doing bear thing. Of course, in this match things were over very quickly. We're going to try a second match over here. I have good teammates. Remember, the longer you stay in a match, the more you are able to do damage. This one, of course, I opened the map. They didn't open the map, so that's why my teammates pretty much destroy them very easily. So we are going to try this time around olfactory. Remember, these are online matches, right? I am not testing these. Um, I'm not testing this like with bots or anything like that, as I was forced to in the alpha test. And then afterwards, in the future, maybe today, I will do a video regarding Yamato, which is one of the battleships that I love, that I regret selling. Of course, before the upgrade, still it was not recommended to get because the air defenses were low. But now that it got above, we can make a proper assessment out of it. So I guess I'm going to wait. I'm going to stop the video here until we get the players for the match. As soon as I said that, we are entering the match with 2 bots in each side. That's okay. So what we are going to do again, just remember as a carrier, you want to cover yourself up before anything else. Something that you can do, right? in this map, some people prefer to open the map first, and then afterwards they prefer to to hide. It's not something that I truly recommend initially. I recommend actually to hide first, and then you can use your fighter in to pretty much destroy any type of bomber, for example, that's coming on the way of the allies, and then you open them up. So now you are not wasting aircraft, let's put it this way, on your matter. Let's try to find the carrier is over there, right? Let's now go into this side. Now we have to position ourselves, right, in order to be able to launch our equipment. But I don't want to waste too much time into this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw the bomber, and we're going to start checking the map. That's a drone. That's a battle cruiser, and it seems that the what is it called, the carrier, in this case Typhoon, is the bot. If he's not the bot, then don't do this. Yeah, please don't do what this Typhoon is. Oh yeah, it's definitely a bot. So pretty much this is what you are able to do when you are dealing, right, with this type of bomber. You are able to tank some attacks, and then you are able to do things. We already lost two people over here, which is not good. I don't think this will be a win at all, but that's okay. We are just testing at the end of the day. So let's see what we can do over here. Okay, so this is going to be our primary target, right? Again, we're going to try the fast bombing over here. All right. So we managed to get the one. Let's go for the second one. I can afford in this time around just to go slow. Oh, that was a beautiful hit. So something that I am finding out is if you are able just to not use full speed, actually it's going to help you better initially in order to launch to land those attacks over here. Okay, so Typhoon doesn't really matter, so we're going to focus on the threats, which is going to be the Howard over here. What happened? Still we have a little bit of problems over here going on, but that's okay. So yeah, Howard is going to have a very bad time. We are going to guarantee that he dies, of course. No way that he's going to escape or bear over here. So we are just going to focus now on this battle cruiser. That was the use of our overall what's called the bomber. Now we're going to focus on this cruiser over here. I'm leaving the Typhoon last because I know for a fact I think it is pretty much a bot. So not too much stress focus on that. Let's try to do some fast bombing because he didn't die. I am using standard speed on this one, and there he goes. I think he's dead with that. Yes, he is. So that is pretty much what they're able to do. If you enjoy fast bombing, this time let's do it proper fast bombing with full speed, right? Yeah, so you're able to launch over there, and never mind, he died. Even though he was a bot. I wonder how many bots we had in this game. I think it was 2-2. Let's see. So these are the statistics. This time around, I did a total damage of 369, which is not too bad. Again, for 3 launches, ideally you want to. Yeah, these are the numbers you're looking for. Highest maybe 450. So let's see how we did with the bomber. This time around, the bomber did everything 730k damage. Not too bad. Total of 3 destructions over here, and we had a. Yeah, the players were not so high in this time around, so that happened. Okay, so overall, what do I think about this particular event? Yeah, I think that based on the numbers that I was able to obtain, Is the Strike Fighter worth it? Possibly not. I cannot completely recommend you this. I think you are able to pull off more consistent damage with the new Strike Fighter that is going to come, which is equal to the. I mean, it's a price that you're going to pay for the Battle Pass. But if you really love free fall bombs, I'm sure you can become a menace, but you have to be very dedicated to use the Strike Fighter, and sometimes that is a risk that you are going to take, let's put it this way. Because when you are in ranked, people use the best defenses and getting close, and you are adding a layer of skill into the map in order to use the Strike Fighter. You may at some point not be as consistent. If you're able to pull off the same amount of damage easier, let's put it this way, with another Strike Fighter, such as Mick, for example, I can easily just stay far away and then use the grenade launcher. So why would I want to risk myself getting close, right? Bomber, I think it is worth it for the price tag where it's coming in, right? It's £9. This is not often something that you see around, so I recommend the Bomber. However, if you have a Jackknife, if you have a KBX, it is not a must-have Bomber. You can always keep using those. You will be able to perform as good as having the bear. And yeah, that's pretty much the review regarding this equipment. I hope that you enjoyed this review. Remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Aside of that, thank you very much for watching. This is Foxhound signing off. Have a good day, everyone.